The #1 request in the channel in the comments has always been, Arvin, show us the perfect mansion. This one is not perfect, but it's by far the best one I've ever reacted to. So let's get it started. My name is Arvin Haddad. I'm the How to Buy a Mansion guy. I've critiqued over 1,000 mansions. I buy and sell mansions for my clients in Los Angeles. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? It's Enes here, and welcome to the South of France. On this week's episode, we're touring this incredible estate, also known as Palais Vénitien. This exquisite property features beautiful interiors, an indoor pool, a nightclub, and a backyard that is truly stunning. And on top of all that, the property itself gets phenomenal views of the Mediterranean Sea and the city of Cannes down below. Now, specs of the home: we got 9 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, 32,291 square feet of interior space, built on a 6.18 acre lot, and this property is currently on the market for 120 million euros, which is around $141 million.
Okay, I've seen crazier pricing on properties half this good. First thing I normally do when I look at a property, I look at the geographical area, right? As you can see, you're pretty close to Cannes. You're not too far away from Saint-Tropez. You're also, close to Nice. There's an airport close by. But most importantly, I'm looking for a comp. Why? If you ever want to get the valuation for this property, when you try to sell it after purchasing it, you want to see if there are similar properties in the same area. You want to be away from commercial property because that brings the comp down. If somebody can live in the same location in a 2-bedroom condo as yours, then, it just makes it less exclusive. So overlooking over here, you can see a lot of villas over here on a lower range, probably, 10, 20, 30 million range. There's plenty of them. But here at the, hilltop, there's 2. This one that we're looking at is at a lower elevation, as you can see over here. There's a really good comp that actually sits on a better parcel of land. It's a true promontory at the top of the hill. As you can see, you get 360 views of everything. So I know Enes mentioned that it has incredible views. It's decent views, but it's over here. You get treetop views. So comp-wise, I'm not an expert in pricing in South of France, but I've seen way worse pricing than this.
This estate is so grand, and like I mentioned earlier, 6.18 acres of land. So you have beautiful grounds, outdoor areas, water features, incredible backyard area. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And without a doubt, one of the most exquisite homes we've ever toured on this channel. Now that we're at the end of this first initial driveway, it brings us to this point. We have this walkway that goes to the back side of the property where we have a bird's cage or aviary, and eventually the land slopes down to this lower section where they have hangout areas for the kids, zip line.
One important note is that, as you can see, 6.1 acres, it's not all flat, right? There's a lot of hillside, but they've given it utility. They have a helipad over here, zip lining, kids area, good use of space.
When you own a home at this price point, you either own a helicopter or use a helicopter. So it's nice to have an outdoor space like that for your convenience. Now, continuing our tour, we have this driveway now taking us to the motor court. I love the cobblestone finish and the two-tone that they use.
So let's talk about the approach. It's super, super important in the ultra high end. The farther setback you have from the street, it shows more wealth, it shows more luxury. And when you have a private driveway, right, you have a tennis court in your front yard, it really creates that separation. That's really the difference between luxury and ultra luxury. A lot of times it comes to the frontage and approach. And this property just nails it out of the park. It's grand, you come dead center. Now, the water feature in the center is very Lake Geneva. They could have done something else, but it really delivers on the frontage side.
And as you're coming up to the house, you can actually see the elevation difference, all these terraced gardens. I mean, the house from this angle looks stunning. Of course, we have this massive water feature right in the center. But before I talk about this section, I actually want to take everybody this way. We got a really cool amenity on my left-hand side. You have a full-size tennis court with...
I'm a little surprised AstroTurf over here, considering we were in France. I would have wanted, clay from Roland Garros. It would have been more classic,
Beautiful Italian architecture, and to be more specific, it's Venetian, Byzantine style architecture.
It's not. I can't believe he got this wrong. This is as Greek as it gets, especially of the Ionic order. You have the capitals, you have the pediments, the columns. It's, if anything, you want to kind of, spice it up. You could say on this side is a little bit more modern, call it a revival, but it's really Greek. As Greek as it gets. There's no element of, Byzantine, Venetian architecture over here. This is the Venetian, Byzantine architecture. There's no elements in it. Now, they've used some elements on the back side of the property. It's kind of a two-faced property where the front facade is different than the back facade, but the interior, they've done, elements of Venetian architectural style in the interior that makes it more Venetian, and they've labeled it Venetian, palais or something. So,
and focusing on some of the closer details, on the left wing, we have the guest quarters of this home, and on the right wing, we have this section with steel case windows where we have the common areas, indoor pool that all flows to the backyard. Again, we're going to see that in a bit. Now we have this wide exterior staircase.
Let's talk about the steps, the fact that it's not level to the street. Now, typically, stairs are annoying and you should avoid them. However, in special cases, when you do have a grand estate, grand mansion like this, and especially with the Greek architecture, as all the Greek temples have a, stepped up approach. And the reason for that is the fact that it makes the property more majestic. If you look at all the government buildings, all the temples, mosques, churches, synagogues, most of them are perched up to kind of humble you as you walk in, right? And when you have a property this big, it's not the worst idea to give it a few steps, and especially wide steps. Again, it really delivers on the showing its presence to you as you come in, as your guests come in, to kind of understand what they're really dealing with over here.
All right, everyone, here we are at the entry. We got beautiful natural stone floor.
Now you're starting seeing some Venetian, Byzantine accents over here. But architecturally, we always architecturally dictate the exterior of the property when we talk about it. As you can see, if you've ever been to the Venetian hotel in Las Vegas, you would see a lot of these, the same color panelings, the marble mosaic looking patterns, the geometrical shapes. So again, they've brought the accent inside, but that doesn't make it architecturally a Byzantine style.
All these columns, and this is your grand foyer.
Let's talk about the wow factor. As soon as you come in, initially you don't have really a high ceiling, but you do have this kind of a interior space with double height ceiling, which is good. But if one of the things I was going to point out to the flaws of this property, I would have expected a more grand room off the beginning. They've kind of done this with this courtyard area in the middle that has double height ceiling, but you'll see as the great room shows up, it just goes to the regular ceiling where the rest of the house is. I think that was a missed opportunity. As far as seeing the depth of the yard, the view or anything, as you can see, it's kind of blocked by the trees, and you don't have that, optical look that you can kind of see exactly how big the property is on the back, at least from this angle. And that's another thing that you could say, like, they could have kind of given you a better, bang for the buck.
Stunning chandelier right in the center of this room. And if you look all the way to the top, you can actually see the ceiling fresco and the massive skylight roof assembly, bringing a ton of natural light to the entry of this estate. Now, on my right-hand side, we have all the guest suites that we're gonna check out in a bit. But first, I wanna take everybody through this opening.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's great, it's grand. The ceiling heights could have been a little bit bigger. And you're gonna have a lot of these living areas in this house. And you already have 33,000 square foot of living space. You could have taken some square footage from the top floor to make this room more grand and give it that, bang for the buck. But, it's good. I give it an 8, not a 10.
The scale of this property and the rooms throughout are just astonishing. I mean, look at that chandelier right in the center with the ceiling medallion, and then you have that hand-painted ceiling, molding details. Then you have ionic columns with corbels. I mean, just the details in this room alone. Floors, natural stone with the marble inlay. Furniture set up all custom to this house. And of course, we have all these French doors opening up to your amazing backyard. Now, I want to take everybody this way. Through these arched openings, we flow straight into the next room, which is your secondary seating area.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's another seating area. We're going to see a lot of different seating areas in this property where this one you could have gone a little heavier.
This room has a little bit more warmth. I love all these bookshelves that they have throughout the room. Piano around the corner. And again, just like the other room. I really like these glass speakers that we're going to see throughout the property. And of course, you may be wondering, where's the TV? It's actually embedded into that bookshelf right there. With a push of a button, it just comes out. So it's super cool. And I appreciate that because although this home may look kind of old school or kind of timeless, it was actually recently completed. So everything you're seeing in this house is brand new. And they have technology throughout the house, but it's so seamlessly embedded into the walls and cabinetry that you get this timeless look, but you have all the functionality you need within the home. Now, Mikey, we are in the formal dining room area, and we have toured a lot of dining rooms on this channel. We've toured a lot of good homes, but this dining room definitely takes the win for me because of the scale, customization. I mean, look at this table setup here that sits 14 people, chandelier in the center, wainscoting on the walls.
All right, I have to say, this is one of the most gorgeous dining rooms I've ever seen. Scale-wise, just the painting on the ceiling, it's not overdone. The palette is very neutral. Now, I have to say, Greek architecture is not my favorite by no means. But, I put that aside and I look at this space, and just to see how well that table sits at the center of this room, the spacing and how big it is, it's magnificent. It's really, really beautiful, and it executed perfectly.
We're back at the entry, and following this hallway here, on our right-hand side, we have the glass elevator that goes to all 3 levels, staircase on each side, and going through this opening, we have this hallway taking us to the right wing. This door opens up to the staff quarters, and coming here, that service hallway that I mentioned earlier, Mikey, it starts on this side. This is where we have the second elevator that goes to all 3 levels and wraps into the formal dining room area. Now, Mike, you ready? We have this door opening up straight to the main kitchen. It has a really interesting layout, columns in the center, wrapped with cabinetry, and we got a massive island up front that we're gonna see in a bit. To establish where we are, this door opens up to the hallway that we just came out of, and on my right-hand side, we have more cabinetry, and right in the center, we have a La Cornue rotisserie, which is super unique. On my left, we got more cabinetry as well with a La Cornue fridge. I've never seen that before, so I wanted to point that out. This whole kitchen is sectioned off with this really unique mosaic tiles throughout. By the way, this whole kitchen is built by La Cornue. I didn't know that La Cornue makes cabinetry. Obviously, they make great appliances, but if you look at the countertops, built-ins, inlay.
Very ageless. That's the number one thing that pops out to me. It's very neutral, very, this would look relevant and it would still go with the state, maybe 20, 30 years from now. It's not that it's something that it's in today, but it goes with the aesthetic of that, old money, shall we say. It's just a lot of utility, a lot of space. And the number one thing I ask myself when I'm evaluating a space is that, would I want to spend some time over here? Could I see, 10 people hanging out in the kitchen, some, people cooking, people sitting down, chatting? I really do think that's the space. I think it's a very good space to hang out, and the setup is interesting and, top of the line appliances, but it's not, it's kind of quiet luxury. It's not in your face, look at this marble, look at this, look at that. It's just more, south of France. Everything is a little bit more chill, right? I like that about it.
Their finishes, you can actually see these bandings that they have on the corner of the drawers. And in fact, on this leather inlay design right here, if you read underneath, it shows you the La Cornue branding, which is super cool. We got all these open shelving details here, a lot of stainless steel, 2 built-in countertop sinks, and of course, 2 dishwashers. here. And we got the second island here, 2 fridges, induction in the center with a griddle and another sink. Again, you have the 𝗲𝗃𝗃 branding underneath, all open shelving. And Mikey, let's focus on this side. This whole massive island design, again, is built by 𝗲𝗃𝗃. And you can actually see this light blue color that they use, some of the cabinetry they have. You see how they have accessories inside. Every bit of it is so thought out. And we're in France, Mikey. I mean, 𝗲𝗃𝗃, it's a French brand.
French are kind of known for having good food.
So this is the center of the island. We have the vent right above us. I love this light blue, purplish kind of color theme. And they went with that on the countertops as well, with this blue granite countertop.
Let me ask you a question. If you were in south of France, let's say this was an Airbnb and you were there with a bunch of your friends, family, would you hang out here? I think I would. I think it's a very cool kitchen. I think it's very different. It matches the scale of the house without making you uncomfortable. It brings you in and it has that like a little French country vibe, which I think it neutralizes the, you know, how luxurious the space is. It makes you comfortable. It doesn't make you feel like, oh my God, I don't want to touch anything, right? You could sit down, just chill and relax and not be like, at the whole time and awe and inspiration. It's like, oh my God, I don't want to touch a thing over here. It's just too much, right? It's casual at the same time.
Now, this whole space flows to this section. This is your entertainment space. I mean, it's all open, flows to your backyard, gets a ton of natural light. We have 2 massive skylights above us, again, lighting up the space, and it's right next to your kitchen as well. First section I want to cover here is the seating area. I love this light color furniture setup, all facing the backyard. All these steel case windows are opening up. You have a chandelier above, and right behind that, we have this dining area.
Very French, like the, you know, burgundy or red, I don't know what color that is, table with the blue, and how much natural light is just coming into this room. You want to hang out here, you know, just waking up hungover after a night in Saint-Tropez and you're just hanging out over here with your friends and having breakfast and just, you know, and still being comfortable in a $141 million property. It's brilliant. It's well executed. I love it.
I love that they went with a little bit of a colorful finish here. Every single chair has a different pattern. I love this light purple color that they have for the dining table, 2 chandeliers, and again, that skylight is bringing a ton of natural light. Now, since we're right next to the pool, we have this door here opening up to your small spa. I say small because you have a couple more spas throughout the property that we're gonna check out in a bit. We have the water closet here. This door opens up to your sauna with the fiber optic lighting. And behind me, we have a spacious walk-in shower, double vanity setup. And this door opens up to the side of the property that leads you to the backyard. That way you have an easy access.
You know, that whole space just gives you a vacation vibe. Like your living room, it kind of feels like a pool house, right? And that relaxes you. That the fact that you're right there by the pool and you can just comfortably come in, grab some snack, go to the, you know, sauna, hang out, come out, sit on this other couching sitting arrangement that he has over here. Brilliant.
I love this blue U-shaped couch that is facing the front of the property. And the theme here, if you look at the floors, Mikey, you can actually see the marble inlay with the circular design, and they followed that pattern on the ceiling as well with the skylight, chandelier above. I mean, look how exquisite this seating section is. And we have so many throughout the property, and all these casement windows looking down on your helipad. Zip line is right there, your grounds, water feature. It's an experience to be here. Right behind me, we have a staircase going down to the lower level where we have an indoor pool. We're gonna check that out in a bit. But if you follow this staircase, it actually takes you to the rooftop deck.
Okay, this is the least impressive rooftop deck I've ever seen. It's pretty weak.
You have beautiful outdoor seating sections there, and you get the amazing views of the Mediterranean Sea.
All right, let's talk about the views, okay? How much ocean do you see? How much ocean do you see? Maybe 20% of the frame from the roof. This is the highest point in the property. So do you have incredible ocean views in this property? No, you don't. I give the view maybe a 5 or a 6. And, you know, it didn't help to, you know, they didn't cut the trees and they actually planted more trees to block the ocean. Again, I like to see some trees in between the view. It kind of gives you perspective and depth, but this is a little too much. I think they should have taken some of these trees out, and the palm trees were not necessarily, you know, goes with the architectural theme of Greek, so, or Venetian Byzantine. So again, it's a little odd that palm trees are there for landscaping reasons.
We're back at the entry, and on my left-hand side, we have this hallway taking us to the left wing of this house. We have an opening here that takes you to a coat closet and 2 powder rooms, because this house is built for parties, and it's a nice convenient spot to have. And continuing through these double doors, we have another spacious hallway. First guest suite on this level starts here, king-size bed, custom furniture throughout. Rooms are super cozy. I love the hardwood floors, and around the corner we have a full bathroom.
The bathrooms and the powder rooms are pretty weak, super neutral, to a point that it kind of looks dated. I would have liked if they would have taken a more French approach to it. You know, go with make it more look like the other room that you did, and this just like very beige countertops, and the wood is a little too much. I don't get the French vibe over here. I'm getting more like an outdated hotel.
Now, getting back to the hallway and continuing our tour, it brings us to this spacious seating area dedicated for the guest suites. We have 4 of them in total, again, starting from those double doors. And it's a nice seating section with French doors opening up to the backyard. You have a billiards table.
It's really missing a rug here to bring it more warmth and character, but
now, we have this door opening up to the 3rd guest suite. Starting here, we have the bathroom. Very spacious and elegant. You have natural stone.
Yeah, they definitely cheaped it out on the secondary bathrooms. This is not, you know, ultra luxury. At least gave me a French vibe, or, you know, something a little bit more fun. This is just boring.
You have your vanity here. Design in this house is quite uniform with the stones. And you have your water closet there with a bidet and a massive walk-in shower, of course, with a rain head above. Now, going into the bedroom, this room is more spacious than the 2 guest suites.
Do you see the difference? This is what I was expecting. This is much better. You see how like it's decorated, gives you that South of France French vibe? It's way better than decoring your, you know, putting modern beds in there. This is way more in line with the architectural style, with the location, with the vibe, than all the other bedrooms we've seen so far.
This one also has hardwood floors, parquet design, and I love the pattern because each one of the room actually gets a different kind of design, which gives character and identity to each one of the guest suites. This one also comes with a king-size bed, custom furniture throughout. You have a seating section up front, desk on the left, and plaster details on the walls, vaulted ceilings. I mean, this is amazing. Now, let's get out of this guest suite. We got one more to see. Now, we have more built-in closets here. Mikey, let's quickly take a look at the bathroom here for the 4th guest suite. Again, inlaid floors, vanity design.
Still not impressed.
Built-in tub setup. This one is facing the backyard, and they carried out this darker marble all the way into the water closet, as well as the walk-in shower with a rain head above. Now, going into the bedroom itself, again, very spacious, king-size bed. We got a seating area up front, desk setup on this side, another pop-up TV, and this bedroom is also facing the backyard. Now, that's pretty much it for the main floor. I want to go back to the formal living room area, open up the French doors, and check out the backyard.
All right, let's pause it right here. This is what I'm talking about when I kind of say it's a two-phase property where the front facade is different than the back. Again, it's still very heavily Greek, but you see the arches? Now we're getting a little bit of a Venetian, Byzantine style. But again, even on the back, I would say 70% Greek architecture. Classic, you know, Ionic order with the capitals over here you can see, and also the, you know, smooth columns and the, you know, pediment on top. It's just Greek. It's so Greek.
We have these French doors off of the formal living room area opening up to the amazing backyard. I'm currently under the covered section with the column details, and on my left we can see all these French doors from the guest suites opening up to the backyard. Now I'm going to go through this bridge to talk about the most unique feature of this home. We got this massive pond.
Okay, there are two things wrong with this picture. I'm going to count till 5. Try to spot them yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The backyard. There is no backyard. He keeps saying backyard. Yard is flat, is not a lake. Now, I understand the owners wanted to make it a Venetian theme. I don't see like Venetian canoes like the traditional ones over here. And I really think this is a big miss opportunity over here. You see, there's something ingrained in the human DNA that really appreciates land for many reasons. For the fact that you could, 10,000 years ago, flat land, that you could farm on it, you could build on it. Optically, and the way it just makes you feel, if this was at least 70%, 80% lawn, it would have looked way more luxurious. You already have some sort of an ocean view. The color of this lake looks green. It's a big miss. It doesn't work. No one's gonna get in a canoe and go around such a small space. Whereas if you had it all lawn, it would have looked very vast. It would have made the property look a lot more expensive. And I'm just telling you, like, there's something in our DNA that it makes us appreciate it more, makes us value it more. It's like wealth. Like, originally, before money was created, land was like, someone would see a lot of land for a house, it would say this is expensive, right?
You have koi fish inside. In fact, you can actually swim in this pond as well. Super cool. And right in the center, we have this platform for you to just sit down, relax, put outdoor furniture here, do whatever you like. In fact, that's what they did right there. And it's crazy. We're surrounded by palm trees, beautiful landscaping, super private. And that's the Mediterranean Sea right there for you. I don't know if it gets much better than this, honestly. So now we're currently under the covered patio space. We have all these French doors off of your formal dining room area. You're right next to your pond. You can actually see the size of the fish here. I mean,
yeah, I'm not swimming in this water. I don't know what he's talking about.
You have water features. The whole backyard is super tranquil. We have another outdoor seating area here, a bunch of outdoor dining areas. And this is the entertainment section that we toured earlier. All steel case French doors opening up. You get that indoor-outdoor flow. And this is where you have your main pool. Now, we have seen a lot of amazing pools on this channel, but I don't think we've ever seen a pool this size on this channel. It's like a commercial-sized pool.
I really don't like these fake stones over here. It just cheaps it out so much. It's like a Mediterranean house in freaking Agoura Hills. It's like, what are you doing?
All clad with tile, very sleek, very contemporary. I love that transition right there where you have kind of like these rock finishes.
I hate that transition. What is he talking about? It's so ugly. You should do some grass, or, there should have been some separation between the two bodies of water. I just don't get it. They really dropped the ball. They introduced some cypress trees in the driveway, which I thought that would continue throughout the property. And the cypress trees were pretty weak. They could have bought better ones. Again, if you're going Greek or Italian, you got to go cypress trees or, olive trees. And they introduced palm trees like we're in Palm Springs. It's just, come on.
We have the walkways coming to this staircase here because this part of the backyard is on a lower level. This staircase takes you to this decking space, and right in the center we have this massive hot tub. I think this is the biggest hot tub I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, these things seem pretty interesting. I can imagine it's like for putting your head there, for like the water to hit your head.
Now, you may think that's it for the backyard, but it's not. We have this door opening up to a spa where you have a walk-in shower, steam shower, water closet, kind of everything you need for this section of the backyard. I mean, overall, this is phenomenal.
Cool zen spot. Again, you can come out, just kind of isolated from the main house, get the jacuzzi, go to the spa, well executed.
All right, everyone, here we are on the lower level. Staircase from the entertainment space brings you down right here. And on my left-hand side, we have the gym, surrounded with these steel case windows facing the front of the property. You have your Technogym equipment, Pilates machine, kind of everything you need, and it is right next to your indoor pool. I mean, look at the scale here. This pool is incredible.
Okay, very cool to have an indoor pool in Europe, but I want you to pay attention to the ceiling heights in the basement. Just because you're in the basement, that doesn't mean you get to lower the ceilings. Especially in the basement, because it's underground, you want to have higher ceiling. It just makes such a difference because in basements, with low ceilings, people don't want to gravitate towards it. They don't want to hang out there as much. So it's even more important to give it higher ceiling to make it more inviting, more grand, so people don't feel like they're in a basement. Did you subscribe to the channel? Did you? You did. Thank you.
All right, we have this door here opening up to a bathroom and a spa on this level. You have your steam shower, water closet, vanity setup, everything you need for your indoor pool area. Overall, this is a great space. and the fact that you get an indoor pool this size is truly phenomenal. Wrapping up our tour here, we have these double doors opening up to a long hallway that takes us to the other wing of this home. I want to take everybody here because we got a couple rooms that I want to show everyone. This is your service hallway with the elevator access, second elevator. Few of the staff quarters are also located on this level. There are 7 bedrooms in total for the staff. And we have this door opening up to the chef's kitchen. Now, this might be the most impressive chef's kitchen we have ever seen on this channel. First off, look at the scale here. We got multiple islands with this massive stainless steel appliance design island right in the center.
Definitely could be used as a commercial kitchen.
Imagine if they had some benches over here where like you could like bring your guests and just like watch them and, you know, test the food and take some samples. It would be cool.
We talked about the parties, right?
Yeah.
I almost forgot. We have the wine cellar here located right next.
That's weak. Come on. You're in France. French people are pretty crazy about their wine, and they certainly think they have the best wine in the world. And this is it. This is like, it's more of like a champagne room. It's not even it's very weak.
All open shelving with LED lighting, temperature controlled. It's nice and cool here.
Yeah, and they have a really interesting kind of colored light in there.
They do. Let's close the door, continue our tour. Following the hallway.
Look at this safe. He just walks past by it. But like, this would have been interesting if he would have showed it, because it looks massive. It looks like a huge room.
We have these double doors opening up to the garage. It's located on the subterranean level. You can park up to 12.
You see, your ceiling heights is pretty much the same as the garage. Again, I don't think I'm being nitpicking on the ceiling heights. I think it's so important on the basement to actually go extra high.
We got a really nice Bentley and a Porsche. And over here, we have the main garage door that is on the subterranean level. Again, connecting the motor court with a driveway, and it brings you down here. If you look right across, we have additional staff quarters on the other side. Overall, another great space located on this level.
Now, this is really smart where they've put the club. This is the nightclub. So the nightclub entrance is from the parking lot. So if you go out, you know, meet a bunch of random people you don't know and you're bringing them back, you don't necessarily want them to go into the house. You just bring them to the garage and you take them straight to the nightclub, which is pretty smart use of space.
These doors open up to the nightclub. This space is phenomenal. I have never seen a room like this ever before. I mean, look at the scale of this nightclub and the details here. This LED lit staircase, the dance floor here with the checkered pattern and backlighting. Then you have all these built-in table setups throughout, again, backlit, custom sofas throughout. You have VIP sections.
Okay, nightclubs, you go there to meet people you don't know, right? And that's why it's sectioned. So I've always had this thing about nightclubs inside the house that, you know, you can hang out in a cool room, but when you have a nightclub inside the house and you have table service set up, how would that work? When you bring a group of people home to hang out with, everyone knows each other. It's not like everyone needs different seating arrangements where like, it's just, do you get what I'm saying? Like, why do you need a VIP room? Like, you already, like, you're not allowed to come. There's a bouncer there. They're already at your house. Like, there's still like, you know, separation like between the people, but like, I just don't get it. I don't get the concept of like how the nightclub, you might have it, but it won't function. And the dynamic of, you know, how people react with each other won't be the same as a nightclub that no one knows each other in, right? So again, that's always been a mystery to me.
And you may think that's it for the lower level. It's not, because we have this door opening up to the movie theater.
That's smart. Like, you know, this is for the after party. Everyone is really messed up. It's like, okay, let's watch a movie, go in. It might be a little annoying that you have to go through the nightclub to get to the movie theater if you're just, you know, want to go to the movie theater, but it functions really well.
And that's pretty much it for the ground level. Now let's go back to the staircase and check out the second floor. All right, everyone, here we are on the second floor. I wanted to showcase everyone one more time. This is the glass elevator that we have. And here we are at the landing. Beautiful natural stone floors. We got a massive skylight above us, bringing natural light to the landing of the second floor. We have the primary bedroom suite on my left-hand side, but first I want to take everybody here. Off of the landing, we got this spacious seating area, built-ins on the wall with a curved TV, nice seating setup here, chandelier in the center of this room, and on the other side you have additional seating.
So this room really feels redundant because there's another room that I like a lot more. So if you're making a living area upstairs, it should be a lot more casual. It should be, you know, especially for a very opulent, you know, mega mansion like this, you really kind of want to set the tone differently upstairs, where you really bring it down, you really tone it down, you make it super comfortable. And they've done this, but that makes this room redundant. You'll see it in a little bit.
This door here, opening up to a balcony on the second floor, and let's check out the views from this angle. First off, we have this hand-painted ceiling details over here on the covered section, and it looks down on your pond and your amazing pool area. And of course, that's your Mediterranean view right there with the seas. People are sailing out.
So that's a partial view. You see what I'm saying? When you look at the view, what percentage is the ocean? 20%? These palm trees you planted here are completely blocking the rest of it. And then you have your koi pond, which is probably the biggest koi pond I've ever seen. Optically, it would have been much nicer, framed better, if it was just beautiful pattern, grass, lawn. You could have had a water feature, you could have a smaller koi pond, but it's just too much. It's not a balanced view in my opinion.
Now, this seating area transitions into this section, connects to the hallway. We got another landing here, and that door leads us to the kids' bedrooms. But first, I want to take everybody here. You actually have another dining area on the second floor and a small kitchenette. Well, I say small, but I mean, it's definitely good size. You have bar seating here. This one is also all La Cornue. You have your espresso maker, microwave, cabinetry, and continuing here, we have this light blue, turquoise blue.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palette. You had to kind of choose a granite that goes, I guess. I mean, I'm not a fan of the stone, but I can find it a little bit difficult matching this with something else. So they probably picked a granite that, you know, has a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, and the brown to match the thing. But again, the only thing I don't like is the countertops, but that this vibe, turquoise and green, really works. And I guess if you're in the property by yourself, you probably would want to use the upstairs kitchen and not go downstairs because it might feel a little lonely. So again, these are for the times that, you know, your friends have left you off season.
Now, Mikey, let's take everybody back to the landing again. A lot of walking in this house, by the way. I know these hallways are taking forever, but the scale in this house is pretty amazing. Now, we have this door opening up to another seating area.
See, this is my favorite room upstairs. It's just super casual, super relaxing. I guess it's for the kids, but you know, you could have decorated the other room more for adults, but with very, very casual furnishing to just kind of give that, you know, relaxed vibe. And look, it has a Tintin theme. And if you're a follower and subscriber to the channel, I'm a big fan of the, you know, the comic books. So you can see why it's one of my favorite match.
We have the seating section here. I love this couch setup, TV on the other side, multiple tables, built-ins on the other side. And Mikey, going through here, we have the first bedroom facing the front of the property, good size, has 2 twin beds, and around the corner we have a full bathroom with a walk-in shower. And going to the other side, we have the second bedroom. This one is facing the back of the property, king-size bed, and we have the full bathroom around the corner. This door right here opens up to the third bedroom that I want to take everybody in. Again, built-in closets, hardware, everything looks stunning. And we go into the bedroom itself. This one comes with the 2 single beds. And again, the furnishings, the details, hardwood floors with the pattern.
Look at these old luggage pieces, beautifully done. Again, some of the rooms, they've done a good job. Some of them when they went for kind of the Marriott hotel look, but this is to me very French, right? Like very French, kind of, you know, quiet luxury, beautiful character, and just very understated luxury. It's beautifully done.
Now, this one is facing the backyard and the amazing views. And we have the bathroom here. You got your built-in tub, walk-in shower with a rain head. We have inlay.
The bathrooms are just, you know, literally Marriott hotel, like all of them. It's just, they really didn't go heavy on the bathrooms at all, like none.
That's it for this wing. I want to take everybody back to the landing so we can continue our tour with the primary bedroom. Off of the landing, on the right-hand side, we have these double doors opening up to the primary bedroom suite hallway, skylight above us, and these double doors open up to the bedroom itself. Beautiful parquet hardwood floors throughout.
Wow, what a space. Look, again, architecturally, I've never desired to live in this kind of a opulent Greek, with the molding and, painted ceilings and everything. But again, it's so understated that it makes you comfortable. And it's very French. Like, if I were to go to south of France and I, wanted to have the money, like, I wouldn't mind staying here because it doesn't make you uncomfortable. It makes you comfortable. It's just very pleasant, very neutral, very comfortable. It's a little fun. There's a little bit of mix of modern, like the speakers they've brought in to just kind of spice things up a little bit, but just enough, right? Like some of these pop-up TVs that come out of these vintage looking cabinetry, it is just the right amount of mix of modern and new and staying authentic to the French interior decor. It's just executed really, really well.
Now, Michael, let's take everybody here talking about attention to detail. Look at the floors for a second. The inlay details.
I really don't like that jacuzzi. It's very, Mother Russia Ruski style. Yeah, bathrooms, I'm not impressed.
Let's go outside because this is a really interesting view that you get from this property. We are at the second floor, front-facing balconies, looking at the views on the back. I don't know if everybody can see it. You actually have these beautiful mountains. Obviously, it's super quiet and tranquil up here. All these trees, this is mostly part of your property. It's amazing. That's your helipad down there. I mean, what can I say? Without a doubt, one of the most beautiful properties we've ever toured on this channel.
All right, here's what I didn't like about the property. I thought the backyard, they just butched it. Like, they should have had way more lawn than they had. The whole pond next to the ocean and the swimming pool just didn't work for me. I think they really dropped the ball on landscaping. They didn't match it with the right type of vegetation. The view was very subpar, and they just ran out of ideas for the bathrooms. They just didn't know what to do, so they went super safe, and they didn't take any risks on it. But overall, I would say, as far as the way the house sits on the lot, and the ceiling heights, I think the ceiling heights on all the floors could have been better, especially the grand room and upstairs in the basement, and they kind of dropped the ball there too. But overall, the frontage was amazing, the amount of land was amazing, the spacing, the decor, and everything was amazing. But if you want to see the most expensive house where it has mummies in it, click right here, and I will see you guys in the comments.